Part 4, partial fraction decomposition, repeated irreducible quadratic factors. So we've talked about what happens when we have irreducible quadratic factors. If those quadratic factors are repeated, then we're going to do the same thing we did with linear factors. So if I have something with this repeated quadratic factor, so the factor in the denominator is ax squared plus bx plus c, but let's say that was raised to the second power, then I would have this one and this one, right? So I'd have ax plus b over this factor, and then cx plus d over that factor squared. If it was to the third power, then we'd do another one over that factor to the third power. So for example, we have this one right here, x to the fourth plus x cubed plus x squared minus x plus 1 over x times x squared plus 1 squared. Then x is a linear factor, so I have a over x. X squared plus 1 is quadratic, that can't be factored further, so I have bx plus c over x squared plus 1. But because it's repeated, then I also have dx plus e over x squared plus 1 squared. And then I would follow the same procedures we've done before, and this is the answer that we'd get. 1 over x plus 1 over x squared plus 1 plus negative x minus 2 over x squared plus 1 squared. Now, when we do the partial fraction decomposition, we need to start with a proper rational expression. That means the degree in the numerator needs to be smaller than the degree in the denominator. So if we have something like this example, we have an x cubed, so the numerator is degree 3, the denominator is degree 2. We first need to divide so that we can get a proper rational expression. So to do that, I'm going to do long division. So this would be x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2x minus 8. So I'm going to start with the x squared and this x cubed. So what times x squared is x cubed would be x. And then I multiply. X times x squared is x cubed. And x times negative 3 is negative 3x. And then we subtract. So x cubed minus x cubed is 0. 3x squared minus 0 is 3x squared. And negative 2x minus a negative 3x becomes negative 2x plus 3x, which is x. And then I can bring down the next term, the negative 8. So what times x squared is 3x squared. That gives us 3. And then I multiply by the x squared minus 3. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. And 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And then subtract. 3x squared minus 3x squared is 0. X minus 0 is x. And negative 8 minus a negative 9 is 1. Now, once what we have here has a smaller degree than what we were dividing by, then we have our remainder. So x plus 1 is the remainder. So I would write this as x plus 3 plus x plus 1 over x squared minus 3. So put the remainder over whatever that denominator was. Then, if I still needed to do this and decompose into different fractions, if this could be decomposed further, I would do that. And then the x plus 3 would be separate from the rest of the fractions.